Everyone hear me all right? You got me in the back, just put your hand up. Speak a bit louder if you like. Before I get going, I'd just like to thank the leadership here for having me up to share with you. So I do classes as an honour and a privilege to be up here sharing with you and about what's not just going on in my life, but what's going on in Australia right now through the work of many people here. Before I get going, like I said, Charlie's my name, Charlie Askew, from Australia. Lived there pretty much my whole life. I've been here before, but only when I was young. Got family here and stuff. Although since I've been on the ground, it's been very welcome. And I'd like to thank also just the hospitality of everyone here. It really feels like I've got a lot of family, and can see that from up here anyway. So it's a pretty good view. But which, yeah, just the hospitality from everyone, and just made us so welcome. So yeah, thank you all. But my story starts really when I was very young. Give my life to the Lord when I was probably 10 years old. I was always raised in a Christian home. My dad mostly is the one I remember always going to church, and then later on my mum. But yeah, like I said, always brought up a Christian. From the age of that to maybe 14, 15, always going to church. You probably know of Hillsong Church near Sydney there, that we used to go to regularly. Up until I was probably 16, I was following the Lord, but then fell away quite a lot. Had my own ideas of what I was going to do and how I was going to work and how I was going to get money and other things. And my own fault, young and dumb, but probably a lot of bad influences as well. And like a lot of 16-year-olds get to that age and straight away you know everything and you've got a lot of your own ideas, but started out really working and just on the wrong path, just doing the wrong things. And I was doing roofing at the time and stuff like that, but choring and doing, like I said, yeah, just the wrong thing, really just living a very worldly way and earning money as a young man and spending it just as quick. But it come to a point where I had involved with the wrong crowd, had a bad squeal, and I had to go away. But at the time, my aunt and uncle there was in America, so I flew over to them and spent some time with them. And this part of the story, it really comes in because I spent 3 months there and got to know a young traveller man called Joe Stewart. He's an American traveller. Which he was only young at the time. I was only 17 as well. He was a little bit older than me, but at the time he was in a Gorgia church serving there as a youth leader and stuff like that. And at that time, like I said, I was falling away. Told him about my dad, mum, and whatever else, and he sort of clung to us a bit because of that. And I actually thought it was a bit of a crankpot, to be honest with you. That's why I don't mind so much when people think I'm a crankpot, to be honest. But it's a bit like that, isn't it? When you're on the outside and when you're blinded to these things. But he would minister to us, he'd talk to us, and got to know him very well, and got to spend a good bit of time with him. But anyway, come home, didn't really think much of it, and same again, right back into that. And because I'd been over there and spent a lot of money, my main focus was just to get back to work, and no matter how I'd done it or what I'd done, is just get some money. I had different ideas of what I was going to do. Not that I was ever going to be a millionaire, but probably know how it is when you're young and just wanting things. So went on a work trip to a place called Adelaide. I was in Sydney at the time. I went with my younger brother. He was only actually not even 15 yet. I was only 17. It's probably about just over 1,000 kilometres, so probably 700 or 800 miles away. Went and sort of worked along the way and went there. Had a couple of weeks away and done all right. And anyway, on the road back, I stopped through Melbourne. You probably heard of. And then we was heading up to Sydney, and end up leaving early one morning to go to Sydney, and it was probably about 6 o'clock, and only about an hour into the trip up the highway. Actually, I fell asleep at the wheel driving. I was only driving a little single cab pickup, and went off the road doing about 110, so probably 70 miles an hour, and hit a tree. Right on impact, it was on the passenger side, and anyway, it was just a big blur, really. Long story short, I just remember getting out and just just in panic. I couldn't see my brother next to me, and I just remember screaming his name. So when I got round the side, he was there, and he was really just hanging on. He was taking his last breaths, and I really just remember just crying out to the Lord, just please, Lord, please save him, please let him live. Just in absolute desperation. Not with a great deal of faith, just out of pure desperation. I just remember just really begging the Lord to just please let him live. And the first person to pull up, the man pulled up, he said, like, do you need help, whatever else? And I turned to him, I said, just pray with me. And he said, you just pray to your God. And I said, you can't just pray to any God. I said, you got to pray to Jesus. And I remember saying that just being young and really just not knowing, just being completely desperate at the time. So that was just a real hard time for me and my family and everything. I had an older sister, and Mum and Dad, they flew down straight away. And like I said before, the moments there was just really a big blow. But like I said, a hard time. But with the travellers in Australia, it's only a small country. I say it's a big country by size, but there's only a small population of travellers there. I just remember everyone really just coming down that day and just being there, which really helped out. Shortly after that, there was a short time, and getting back to the story, a friend of mine, Joe Stewart, he come over and do a bit of work with us, and even after that, after all that, never really sort of set myself right with the Lord. You know, I could say I was just thick-skulled, but I think I was just hardened my heart really to it. Carried on doing the wrong thing, but working with my cousin Alec, who was a Christian, and he would minister to me and talk to me. And I thank God for him and people like him that was just along the way putting in my life. I believe that God's got a plan, had a plan all along for me and for each and every one of us here, but I just thank God for people like that. And like I said, this fellow Joe Stewart would come over, spent maybe another 3 months with us, work with us and stuff like that there, and would continue to minister to me, but I just didn't really want to hear it. Like I said, I was very just hardened to it. So he left, and same again, really didn't think much to it, but like I said, really God had a plan all along. And it was really just before I got married at the time. By this a few years went on, just about to get married, and probably as a result of the accident and the way I just sort of never really spoke about it or anything like that, I'd always have bad anxiety over things, and I'd worry over stupid things. My future wife, she'd maybe be at the shops or something, and I couldn't ring her on the phone. I'd try and ring once, I'd get worried. I'd try and ring twice. I'd straight away think she's in a car accident. If I rung 3 times, it'd be going through my head how I'm going to plan a funeral. I know that sounds stupid, but this was the things that would run through my head till eventually it got to a point where it was just before I got married. I knew I really couldn't go on this way. I think God just really broke me down in a way where He was calling me back the whole time, but I was really just suppressing it and just dismissing it the whole time. But got to a point where I was falling on my back one night, and we got separated, and same thoughts come through my head, and I just couldn't handle it anymore. This is sort of how it got to a point of it was just crippling me emotionally, and to the point where I just felt sick. Couldn't do anything. I remember just crying out to the Lord just to say, Lord, take it from me. It was the first time I genuinely felt at peace and just at ease since that time, since the accident. I do believe that it's only through the Lord that I can even stand here testifying of this. You know, that's what's happened in my life. It's just a complete blessing how the Lord's turned it around. But from that point on, started out, really sort of living for the Lord, trying my best. And shortly after that, I was married, and got a call from my friend again, Joe Stewart. He was back on my case. Ended up coming over with his wife, who was married at the time too, and spent some time. Actually went to New Zealand, whatever else. But once he really never give up on me. I do regard him as just one of my best friends that I just thank God for. But he really pulled me up. He knew I was a Christian, and he said to me, what's the deal, like, in a way, what's holding you back, sort of thing? Because at the time I was still struggling with different things. And from the past and just wanting after things, I explained to him, I said, I don't feel that I can hold on to money and different things of the world and at the same time reach out for God. And I think it's a lot of people feel that way, that you can't have both. I said, I feel like I've got to let go. And he turned around to me, and it was very, very simple what he said, but it struck me straight to the heart. He said, brother, he said, you'll be letting go every day. I've never ever forgot those words. It was just so simple, but just impacted me so much. So from that point on, yeah, really started living for the Lord and trying my best until the time it was probably our first convention. I'm very bad with dates, but anyway, after that it was sort of like the first convention in Australia coming up. And like I said, God's got a plan, and this has just all worked out in some miraculous way. If someone had said to me a few years ago, you'd be standing up here talking to these people, I'd call you crazy, but God knows, amen. So anyway, that's about when the work really sort of started kicking off in Australia, and I just thank God for it. I thank God for men like Uncle Toffee's over here right now. I won't ladge him up too much, but and men like him as well, many of the ministers here that's been there as well and done the work. And like I said, God really has got a plan, and I thank Him for it. But the other day, coming on these grounds, straight away I met Uncle Tony and Donna Page. And it was the first day we walked on, and I bumped into John and Tallis, the Frenchman. And I say that God's got a plan. I know that I can stand here now because I brought with me a photograph of 1984. It was my mum getting baptised in Australia, and that was really the start of the work then. Although it sort of lay dormant for many years, it was these men that went over as missionaries, 1984, that's 30 years ago. And that took place then. And the first people I bumped into over here was John and Tallis, and I managed to talk to them and share the story with them as well. And it's amazing, really. I won't go on too much what's going on in Australia right now, but I'm just one case of how life's been changed. I can testify the brothers I'm with, and they'll tell their stories. People like my father-in-law and other people that really the life's just been completely changed.
Amen. Our brother's got that many words tonight, amen.
I'm sorry.
Amen. He's that full of the Lord, amen. He's taking up all the time.
I'm going to wrap it up soon.
Praise the Lord for him, amen. Hallelujah.